thanks for the presentation. This is Ilke from ShopCrowd. I would like to ask something about Yonja. Because while I was young, I saw it as a groundbreaking social community. And from what I see, it had the potential to go global and become a big hit. But it was local, and it still is local as far as I know. So what is the story? I mean, did you have any plans to go global at that moment, or was it your intention, or did something go wrong? What is the story behind that?
I showed you a timeline for a reason, and that is I came into this role in 2009.
2009, yeah.
So, but anyways,
and Yonja was popular before 2009.
Yeah, so I'm not the cause of this.
but here is
the key point that I want to make, which I think is something we talked about a lot this morning. I totally agree with you, completely agree with you. If we did our stuff right, Yonja would be that $100 million company today. Absolutely, 100%. So it is not about ideas. It's not about money. It's about execution. It's about management. It's about commitment. It's about sticking through it when it seems like you can't do it. It's about finding the right people, building teams. It's about old-fashioned management, like in the railroad industry. And that often is a challenge with, frankly, entrepreneurs who are young and who may feel after raising money that they have arrived. And I was brought in precisely to reset that. And I still feel very grateful, and this is the work of my entire team, is that given where we were and where we are today in terms of our expansion and going into areas that may not seem directly connected with Yonja. But so I agree with you. It is certainly that could have been there. I still take a lot of pride that despite facing Facebook's huge competition, we have managed to carve out a niche for Yonja. We've managed to reposition it. In fact, my first decision as a CEO was to launch Facebook Connect. And people said, are you crazy? And this was before anybody else did, for most part. You're capitulating to Facebook. I'm like, well, people are already on Facebook. I mean, my not embracing them is not going to affect me. But it will affect people because it will make it easier for you to come back. And by the way, today, that decision has validated because 25% of traffic comes from Facebook. So you make a great point, and this is something I will say to any of my fellow entrepreneurs here in the room or listening, is that you have to stick through it. You have to be committed. Absolutely have a broader vision that you can scale up to that. But for that, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. And if you believe you don't have the skill, it's okay to not have that skill. Bring someone else to run it. I think the brilliant decision that Mark made Zuckerberg, is to bring Sheryl Sandberg. Facebook is where today in big part because of Sheryl. And that we didn't talk about the Valley, but that's where the management is. Again, Eric Schmidt at Google, a story. I saw 3 CEOs at Yahoo. And some of them did great, some of them did not do great. So I think we need to recognize our strengths as entrepreneurs and our weaknesses also. We're all humans, nobody's perfect. And be emotionally detached and bring people in. I agree with you. My heart bleeds when I look at the strength of that brand. Even after 10 years, let me share with you a statistic. 35% of traffic is destination traffic. We have never spent a dime marketing Yonja. It has incredible brand awareness. It absolutely had the global potential, but I think even today we are doing fine. It actually is a cash flow positive property. And now we are more profitable than ever on average user per basis. But a great question, and I couldn't agree with you more.